So I've had another super interesting day. Maybe not fun, but super interesting. I've just been calling up more and more people, doing the same stuff over and over, looking from my lead list, but also looking from the notification reminders on my phone where I wasn't able to get in touch with them yesterday or they were too busy to talk to me yesterday and they told me to call me back today. So today mainly comprised of me just ringing people up, people on my notification list, and I would just scroll down through every single one of them, and one of them I had tried like 9 times, and I realized I was getting the wrong number, so I tried them again from the other number, and this person finally got me. Then I had been trying to ring a ghost of them for ages, and they picked up the phone anyway, and they said, "Okay, we're not interested. Don't call this number again." Then they hung up. So that's just the usual comedy gold when you're aiming to be a business owner. You chase a lead for like 10 days, and then you finally get them on the phone, and you end up losing them anyway because it's just they don't want you there. Now, this is sort of just not very good luck. You could you could easily function by just calling someone again and again and again, and eventually they will probably pick up and respond positively. But what you really want to aim for, even if it's a rejection, to just get them the first bloody time and try not to make a mistake on the number, or else that will cumulatively waste probably half an hour of your time to call them back 9 or 10 times. Like call them again 3 times. With each ring takes like a minute. If you don't call that many times, your time is just going to be saved big time. So the main thing I'm focusing on now is getting through the big list of leads I have, and I'm about halfway through it at this point. I'm honestly quite proud of myself that I've gotten that far through. But I'm basically still working each day from 9 until 5, and there are sales calls within there. Now the person I had today was a no show as well. I I scheduled a call with them on Monday through an email, and they said 3:30 tomorrow, and I said okay. Here's the Zoom meeting link. Gave it to them, and they didn't show up. I called them back later. They didn't answer. They called me back, and they said, what were we doing?" And I just said, "We had a meeting on at 2:30. Did something happen to you?" And then they were like, "Oh yeah, I just didn't think we'd be interested in that, and so we rescheduled again anyway for today, just for me to show them my services." And they didn't bother actually going through with it because they didn't show up. Hence them not going through with it. So it's just they didn't bother telling me, which was the only problem. I'm not really surprised they didn't show up. He said he had like 100 architects and 100 salesmen below him. And I also looked up on the website. It's like the biggest ventilation company in Ireland. So this guy is probably quite busy. If he's probably racking in the money. Like, so I'm not surprised he didn't have the time. It's just if you're a big business owner and you're watching this, then I would appreciate on behalf of every salesperson out there, if you could just let us know when you're not going to show up for a meeting, because then we'll end up waiting 5 to 10 minutes for you, and we're going to have to call you back and just see what happened. So just let us know beforehand. It's a big problem in agency industries as well when we try to sell a service and then we get you on for a call and we're not able to actually get in touch with you because did you didn't let us know that you weren't showing up. And I'm not saying this about you, but sometimes it can just characterize a lack of respect for the salesperson's time. So if you do actually let us know beforehand. Now people have let me know as well. There's been people who've just said, "Yo, hi Michael, sorry, I have a call out today, I won't be able to show up." Then I'm completely fine with that. That's perfect. But if you don't show up, if you even rang me 5 minutes beforehand, I wouldn't mind. Like, I just get on with the day. But it's just it's more so the thought than anything. The thought of letting the person know than the genuine inconvenience, because this didn't set me back far today. I mean, I I could just go back to cold calling then when I realized I wasn't having any meetings for the day. But It's just the thought of not even being able to get into contact with the person when I thought we had a meeting set up. I thought I was going to have a consultation and be able to do some research on this person and possibly even sell something, get another client. That would be great. Silver lining though, I have one sales call tomorrow. I know it doesn't seem like much, and now that I mention it, it really isn't. But I have 3 or 4 on Friday, which is incredible. I have another one on Saturday, and I have about 3 or 4 next week as well. So that's just unreal, and I'll be getting in more and more now. And that's just what I want. I just want to get as many of these meetings done as possible. Because from my experience of my first 2 sales calls this week, I know I can sell. Like I've proven it to myself again, but I've proven it to myself twice that I can sell. Like I've proven that I'm able to objection handle, and I'm able to explain things. I'm just able to, I'm able to respond to people quickly, and I'm able to articulate myself in a way that resonates with the person who I'm talking to, and I know how to talk to the people I'm calling in a coherent fashion. Even the way I'm talking in this camera now, I'm just realizing just how actually quick I'm able to come up with words on the fly, and it just feels much better to be able to do that. Whereas if you saw my videos a couple of months ago, I wasn't doing much at all. Well, I was doing a lot, but I wasn't as good as I am now. I was stuttering. I would say and I still do at points, but I try to say it as little as possible now that I've been told that it's not necessarily a good thing to do that. Even if you might sound more natural at points, it's just not the most credible thing you could possibly do. So this afternoon then I've pretty much spent also following up on meetings, and someone just called me a couple of minutes ago, and I had a conversation with him, and he said that he was okay with the amount of jobs he was doing now, but he'd get into the consultation anyway and see what I had to offer. And that was when I realized, yeah, I can book this for this other meeting now. And so I basically did kind of. So I asked him if he was available mornings, afternoons, and then I just asked him, would you be able to do it next week or this week? And he said next week, yeah. And he wasn't able to actually give me a date today because it was a very busy day for him. He worked about 14 hours. So that's another reason I think my industry suits me. It's because, or my niche. It's because these guys are all work as hard as me, if not harder. Like I heard one guy working 18 to 20 hour days. This guy doesn't typically work 14 hours that I was on with today, but he usually works about 9 or 10 hours anyway. Very impressive. Like when we're talking about somebody who's doing this as a career, it's really a lot of work, and I have to say I'm quite surprised. I didn't know that there was a whole industry of people who work that hard, but I suppose there are even people who aren't like multi 8 figure entrepreneurs who are doing this. But like there's still people out there who are doing crazy amounts of work, crazy volumes. So done with that call today, and I didn't have much else to do. And this is a lesson: if you don't have much to do on a day when you're supposed to be working, you're going to drift off to the least difficult activity because your brain naturally avoids pain. What I did was go to YouTube videos and start watching them, just listening to them, listening over them, and I was scrolling over school.com as well. I didn't have much to do at all at that point in time, and I still don't know really what to do now. I'm enjoying recording this video, but I know it's not necessarily essential to my success. The only thing really essential to my success is doing meetings, doing cold calls at the moment, and making sure that people get onboarded. There's nothing else in particular. And in that sense, I don't think I need to be spending all evening really doing this kind of work. I I have 12 hours listed out for myself each day, but I don't think I need any more than that. I don't even think I need 12 hours. I might need 9 or 10. And I'm not saying this to be pain avoidant. I'm just saying that since I've started going from 10 hours to 12 hours over the last month, I've just found that I've spent a good bit of the evenings doing less leverage activities than I need to, but it still had some sort of worth because I've been able to watch these YouTube videos. Very, very valuable YouTube videos I watch, by the way. I've been very fortunate to get into this sort of space where I've actually figured out that I know how to find videos that actually suit me in such a specific way, like not just a Gatsy video, but a Charlie Morgan video, which will actually help me. I think that's much better. And that's really it. I'm not going to end this video yet because I want to keep talking. My voice box is a bit tired because I've spent a lot of the day talking to people on the phone and kind of projecting my voice as well. So you may have noticed it's kind of I don't know, it's weirdly deep. Like my tonsils are getting busted at the moment. But I've been thinking about mindset and just what kind of future I want. I started looking up motorcycles just for fun a couple of minutes ago because I thought, hey, this looks nice. I like the look of this motorcycle. The thing is, I wouldn't like the feeling of having every bone broken in my body if I turn around a corner too fast. The problem is, though, the way of looking at those things, that you're bound to have an accident. You're not really bound to have one unless something explicitly causes that accident, like unless you get yourself into a kind of stupid crash. But I'm not the kind of person who does stupid things and gets myself into stupid crashes. Like, I could have done it 100 times over these last few months buying courses, but I specifically chose what I knew would work for me because I know how to make decisions myself, and I don't need I don't need much guidance or approval. I just need some level of guidance and reassurance. I don't need I don't need my hand held at every single point of the way, and I've proved that to myself over the last few days. Now I'm going to be enlisting help for the service delivery portion of the service I'm providing, and then I'll get the contract signed, and yeah, it'll be great then. Just wondering how I'll be making that money. I'm really looking forward to it though. Just really looking forward to the whole process and making the money as well. That will be great because it will make my brain actually believe that this stuff is working, and I'm already sort of at the process where I'm never gonna stop, but I'll get even further towards that with that sort of thing happening, because I know I can close clients because I closed this man named John, and I managed to convince him that it won't be the most valuable investment for his business, and that's what I'm going to do again. So yeah, if you have any questions, then do let me know, and again, I would be happy to have a chat with you. We could talk about, I don't know, gym stuff, heck, even freaking video games. I don't know. I played Soulsborne series. Very random, very random topic that we're going into. But played Soulsborne. Played Call of Duty, Watch Dogs. Amazing game, Watch Dogs. Mario Kart. All right. Have a good day.